Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back. And Heidi-ho. So today I would like to really run by something that's on everyone's mind prior to an interview. Let's say you get an interview. What do you need to do to get ready for that interview, to really absolutely prepare so that you are actually more prepared than the person that's interviewing you, which is, it's easy to do, actually. So today I'm going to go over the 5-step process of getting to the interview well prepared, all right? So 5 steps. First step being you want to research the company and the hiring manager, as well as the interviewer if the interviewer is someone different than the hiring manager, which oftentimes it is. So you want to research the company ahead of time. And if you are coming from a different industry, I would recommend researching the industry as well. But more importantly than researching the company is researching the person that's going to be your boss, as well as the person that's interviewing you. All right? What you're looking for there is commonality or specific flattery, something that you can start the conversation in a way that's emotionally invested for them. And that way, if you can give a specific form of flattery to the interviewer, not necessarily the hiring manager, but the person that's interviewing you, then that's what you'll want to do. So number 1, research the company, the hiring manager, and the person interviewing you, okay? Number 2, you want to get down your introduction. You really want to make sure you nail that introduction, that you've got it memorized, basically, so much so that you have said it out loud to your pet, to your spouse, to the mirror, whoever it might be, that you've got your introduction down pat. It really should be around 60 seconds or about that, maybe a little bit less. Just know that if you are putting your achievement stories in your introduction, that's not the place to do that. Don't put your achievement stories in there, all right? So it's going to be scope of responsibility, what you're doing most recently, and then as a result of that and your education, if your education is a standout or something that like maybe a master's or an MBA, as well as anything that would be highly relevant to that company, then you would say definitely the bachelor's or the master's of what it is. So you would have the background and experience, what you're doing most recently or presently, and then go into, as a result of that experience and my education, I really feel I am strongest in 3 core areas, with the first being this, second being this, and then finally this. In other words, you want to bullet point out your 3 core strengths at the end of that intro, and then you'd pause and say, which of these would you like to talk about first? Or are there any of these that you'd like to learn about in more detail? Okay, so that's your introduction. Okay, number 3 is your questioning strategy, which is, believe it or not, more important than your answering strategy. So just make sure that you've got the questions that you want to ask that get to their pain points, get to their aspirations, get to their immediate needs, and get to their long-term growth goals. Okay? So I know that's a lot. You can pause this video and write them down. In fact, if you're going to pause this video right now, I would like you to take a moment to like this video, give it a like, thumbs up, as well as I would love for you to subscribe. I do know that most of the people who are watching this video are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, and I'm starting to do these little live streams in the mornings, hopefully every morning. Really get a lot of content out there for everyone. It'll be a different time every day, but I would love for you to be notified whenever that happens. And the way to be notified is to subscribe and then to click that notification bell, so that when a new video is uploaded, or if I am going live with no advertisement, no forward, in other words, nothing ahead of time. So just know that I'd love for you to subscribe, all right? Now, after the third, which is the questioning strategy, then number 4 is your answering strategy. Your answering strategy is going to be the stories that you're going to tell in the interview. So make sure that you know which stories you want to tell. I recommend 3 stories that you should prepare for if it's going to be a 30-minute call. If it's going to be more like a 45-minute or an hour call, I would recommend preparing 5 stories. So choose those stories that will be highly relevant to the position that you're talking about with the recruiter, talent acquisition, HR, and also the hiring manager. Anyone that is interviewing you, you need to make sure that you've got the stories that will be highly relevant to this job and to the position, to the company, to the hiring manager, all of that. You've got to take that into consideration in choosing your stories. Make sure those stories have a quantifiable result. That's important too. Also keep in mind, I would prefer that if you're in a hiring process and you're talking with a number of people, that you use different stories for each interview. That is going to completely wow them. It is kind of a lazy thing, but most people don't know it's lazy. It comes across as lazy, but honestly it's that you didn't know any better. Most people think about, okay, these are the stories that are my favorites to tell, and this is what I want to get out in the interview, but they use the same 3 stories every single time, so that when everyone gets together behind I shouldn't say behind their backs, if everyone gets together after the interviews to talk about you and other candidates, if they find out that every single person got different stories, that makes you a superstar, absolute superstar. So I would recommend giving different stories for each person and really preparing those stories prior to that interview with that person, okay? So then number 5, finally, is your closing question. So what I mean by closing question is that this is more of a sales process than you think, and you want to close the interview with a question that will either cause them to make a decision about you in your presence, which actually is a good thing, because then it makes sure that that they're going to make a more positive decision. If they're making a decision in the presence of the person they're deciding, they will more likely say yes. Okay? So then you would want to have that closing question nailed down so that you know at the end of the interview, what are you going to say? And I do not want you under any circumstances to say, so what are the next steps? You don't want to do that. That's way too passive. It puts all of the control into their hands. Why don't you suggest the next step? Whether that is, hey, let me take you to lunch next week, or is there anybody else you want me to talk to? Any of that. You just want to make sure that you are in control of the entire conversation, including how it closes, okay? So those are the 5 things. Research the company, the hiring manager, and the interviewer. Introduction, make sure your introduction is good. Your questioning strategy, that you know the questions you're going to ask. The answering strategy is number 4, the stories that you're going to tell. And then 5, what is your closing question other than what are next steps? You do not want to say that, all right? That is what I wanted to cover this morning. I hope this has been very helpful for you. I really have enjoyed it. So please like and subscribe. I would love to have you as part of my inner circle. And I've got a lot of free resources on our website. So our website is careerresumeconsulting.com, and there are a ton of free resources for people making multiple 6 figures or people who want to make multiple 6 figures. There's a lot. So just look under the free resources tab on my website. So I am Tammy Kabell with Career Resume Consulting. Thanks for